Thank you. What an honor. I don't know if you saw the introduction. There was one slide that said, "Be confident while your heart is beating wildly," and that's where I'm at right now, so good slide for me. Thank you for having me up here. I'm honored to be here. The Neenan Company is celebrating our 50-year anniversary this year, and it's an honor, I think, in marriage, business, or in life in general to make it that far. And I didn't think we'd be here. 2 years ago, we were given a death sentence with 1% chance of survival. Who am I? David Sugakani, AKA Sugar. I love rescue dogs. I've been deemed by the Larimer Humane Society as a foster failure. And I was a little offended when I got that notice. But a foster failure is somebody who takes in dogs and decides to keep them and not return them. So it was a compliment, but I didn't know why they termed me that way. In 1997, I was ready to get out of the design and construction industry. I developed health issues due to stress and anxiety. And what I came to realize was my values did not match what I was being asked to do by some companies. And so I decided I'm done with the industry. I'd worked for 3 or 4 firms, and they all felt similar themes to me. Called my friend Dean. I said, "I'm out of the business." He said, "Oh, wait a minute. Come interview at this company." I said, "No, they're all kind of the same, Dean. I get it now." He goes, "No, I think there's a company called Neenan that I work at that has a strong culture, different leadership, and a different vision, and we're trying to do something very different." And 18 years later, I'm now the president of the Neenan Company. Well, I did what I was not supposed to do. Let's see. There we go. What I'm here today to talk about is a black swan event. And a black swan event is a random, unpredictable event that has dire consequences to your company. And you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. All you can do is prepare for it in order to survive and thrive. And what I think I've learned over my journey, and my journey started as CEO during this and ended as president, is that leadership and culture can save you from a black swan event. A little bit about the Neenan Company. We are a disruptive force in the real estate industry. And the traditional industry has silos. You have a developer, an architect, a contractor come together to try to produce a building for a client. Those gaps in those silos often result in cost overruns, schedule overruns, and maybe the project doesn't even go forward because there's so much gap and misinformation and not enough reliability early on to make a good decision. Neenan Company, we decided a different business model, and that is to put all real estate industries under one roof, to remove the waste and convert it to value for our clients. And our mission is to transform the industry while improving the economic vitality of our clients. And we realized in order to be different and in order to get diverse, non-like-minded people to work together, in order to benefit the client, we needed a strong culture. We needed a culture that really defined our business model. And what we've been focusing on for decades now and spent millions of dollars, if not thousands of hours of training, seminars, and coaching is around emotional intelligence. And a lot of that starts with responsibility and accountability, transparency, integrity, courage, and effective relationships, all in a manner to serve the client. Our Black Swan event, this picture today still gives me a pit in my stomach and brings sadness. This is our owner, Randy Myers, in an interview with the investigative reporter describing the Black Swan event. And for me, I just see the anxiety, the despair, and somewhat hopelessness in that moment. 2011, we received a phone call from the Meeker School District informing us they were closing their brand new $25 million school due to structural concerns and children at risk in danger. I sat back, I said, wow, okay, we can handle this. I think we can handle this issue. In a matter of weeks, this issue blew up into our Black Swan event. An investigative reporter was assigned to the story. He was going for a Pulitzer Prize. He made over 1,000 phone calls in a matter of weeks to past clients, current clients, consultants, all trying to find out information on the Neenan Company. Are there ethical issues that can be uncovered about our company? During the process, we uncovered that our structural engineer allowed his license to lapse for 3 years while practicing engineering. On top of that, the structural engineer also had been a consultant and worked with the Neenan Company on over 100 projects in the past 10 years. In the end, we had over 50 articles written about us, 8 on the front page. And there's a motto out there, Any PR is good PR. Don't believe it. The story in the paper was Neenan, misuse of public funds. Neenan puts children at danger. Neenan takes advantage of rural clients to profiteer. Okay? It's a bad story to get out on your company, isn't it? So what do? I realized we are in trouble, and I don't know how deep trouble. I had to go home that night and talk to my wife, and I was like, okay, I got to go home and tell her this thing's unraveling, and I don't know what our life will look like. I remember I walked in the door, she's at her quilting table doing her work. I said, Jody, I need to talk to you. And she said, okay, what's up? And I explained to her, I said, I think we're going to lose the house. I think we're going to lose the job. Company, employees, everything is going to crater. I don't see a way out. She looked at me and she said, we'll live in a trailer. I was like, wow, how cool is that? If my wife has the courage to go on this journey, I'm going to find the courage to help figure this out. Over the next 3 weeks, the leadership team dug into the depth and breadth of this issue. How big is it? How deep is it? How expensive it is going to be? What's the damage? We called in Randy Myers and David Neenan, the founder of the company, and I sat down. I was ready for a long, drawn-out meeting. I had ranges. This thing could be 3 years in fixes and reviews. This thing could be over 100 projects. It could be 5 to 20 million. And 20 million we could blow by if one building is so bad we have to tear it down and bring it back up. On top of that, we're probably going to have to do layoffs. And then if we do layoffs, who's going to want to stay at a company that's going down? And then the kicker is, what client's going to want to sign up with us? Because here's what happened. Once you were found out you selected an Neenan company, you got a call from the reporter, your name was in the paper, working with an unethical contractor, designer. Why would you do that? It was going to be bad. Sat down, David and Randy laid out their options. I said, our first option is we have $9 million in cash in the bank. We're well capitalized. We can go to bankruptcy, protect assets, and move on. I said, the next option, and they said, whoa, stop. And I said, what? They said, there are no options. I said, no, I have more options here. They said, no, you don't understand. There are no more options. I said, tell me. They said, David, for decades, we've told our clients, and we've created a business model around taking care of the client, being responsible and accountable for all issues. We've asked our employees to embody a culture of responsibility and integrity. How can I look them in the eye that when something goes wrong, all that goes away? And what really struck me is the end comment. Our word is more important than money. And I said, wow. Defining moment in me, my career, my life, and it sent us on a 3-year journey. It was a 3-year journey of going from 225 employees down to 80. A 3-year journey of 160 million revenue down to 40. A 3-year journey of shame and humiliation in the public. Clients asked us to remove logos on our trucks because they didn't want to be seen Neenan trucks on them. People in the stores were asked, why are you taking advantage of rural clients? 3 years of messy fixes, nights and weekend work because we didn't want to disturb the client. And ultimately, it's 3 years of what I would determine, or I'd call bold leadership. Courage. Do the right thing regardless of consequence, and hope. If you do the right thing, good things will happen. And I kept saying, when? When is it gonna? It was 1 year, it was 2 years, and we're entering the 3rd year. It's like, wow, this is a hard place to work when you have employees that are fearful for their jobs, not sure of the outcome, and you're not seeing signs of hope. It did turn. Neenan today, we're back to 130 employees. We're up to 115 million in revenue. 2015, we had our rebound year. We slingshot in profit and revenues, and we've rebounded strong. But here's what I'm most proud of. We had 0 lawsuits from those 90 projects. And in our industry, that is unheard of, because as soon as there's an issue, lawsuits pop up. In 2014, we were out of cash. We couldn't make payroll. Our bank line was going to be called in. Last-ditch effort, we asked employees, are they willing to buy part of a sinking company? 50% invested $2 million in the company. 50% of the employees invested $2 million in a company that was losing $15 million. And really, during those times, we had less than 5 employees leave after the layoffs. People stuck around for meaning and to do the right thing, regardless of they may not have a job in a month or 6 months. And in the end, in 2013, we were awarded the American Business Ethics Award. And it wasn't the award that was important to us. It was third-party justification of 3 years of being beaten up by the paper for someone to recognize that we are an ethical company, we made a mistake, and we're trying to make it right, and it's painful. So today is about bold leadership. We're here to talk about what are the aspects of bold leadership. I have a few of them. One is have the foresight to create a resilient and robust culture and stand behind it when you hit that black swan event. Good things will happen. Bold leadership, I believe, is about leading from the heart, not the head. The heart has courage and hope. I believe the head has fear and anxiety. Bold leadership is about taking a breath in that moment when you have to make that big decision in that crisis and trying to decide, how do I want to be remembered? Because that will be your legacy. And then finally, bold leadership to me is to aspire to be the person your dog thinks you are. Thank you.